Have you ever wondered why some people seem more at peace as they grow older, while others only get more stressed, bitter, or tired? It's not always about how much money they have, how healthy they are, or whether they live alone or with family. Sometimes, the real difference lies in something much simpler and much more surprising. It's about what they stop doing. Yes, really. The happiest seniors often have one thing in common. They've mastered the art of being lazy, but in very specific ways. That's right. There are certain things in life where putting in less effort actually brings you more peace. And as you get older, knowing what to let go of becomes far more valuable than chasing one more achievement or trying to keep everything under control. In this video, we're going to break down 8 things that, if you become lazier at them, your life could become lighter, calmer, and surprisingly more joyful. These aren't just motivational quotes or abstract ideas. These are practical shifts, small changes in where you spend your energy, what you choose to care about, and what you finally give yourself permission to ignore. And the best part? The last one might just be the key to unlocking a kind of freedom you didn't know you were missing. So stay with us until the end. You might just realize that doing less is exactly what you need to feel more alive. 1. The lazier you are about other people's opinions, the happier you'll be. One of the biggest mental shifts that happens with age is realizing how much time you wasted worrying about what other people think. When you were younger, it probably felt important, fitting in, being liked, gaining approval, avoiding judgment. You may have spent years trying to appear successful, smart, polite, strong, or just normal. And all of that effort, it rarely changed anything that truly mattered. The truth is, most people are too busy thinking about their own lives to focus on yours. The more energy you spend trying to meet expectations, the more disconnected you become from your own needs. But when you stop caring so much about what others think, something amazing happens. You start living more honestly, more comfortably, and more freely. Think about it. The people you admire most in old age aren't the ones who follow every trend or worry about fitting in. They're the ones who wear what they want, say what they think, and do what feels right for them, without apology. They've stopped performing and started living. This doesn't mean being rude or ignoring the people you care about. It means recognizing that constantly adjusting yourself for other people is exhausting and unnecessary. You don't owe anyone an explanation for living in a way that brings you peace. Letting go of that pressure is one of the most liberating feelings you can experience. You start choosing comfort over appearance, truth over approval, and peace over perfection. And once you taste that freedom, you'll never want to go back. So if you're still putting energy into managing other people's opinions, maybe it's time to be a little lazier in that department. Your happiness isn't in their hands. It never was. 2. The lazier you are about arguing or proving a point, the more peace you'll have. As you get older, you start to realize that not every disagreement needs a response. Not every opinion needs to be challenged. Not every conversation needs a winner. The desire to argue, debate, and be right slowly loses its appeal because peace starts to feel more valuable than pride. In your younger years, you might have jumped into every debate, corrected every misunderstanding, or felt the need to explain yourself over and over. But eventually, you see it clearly. Most arguments go nowhere. People don't change their minds just because you said something clever. And being right doesn't always make you feel better. The truth is, arguing often creates more tension than resolution. It drains your energy, raises your stress, and rarely leads to real understanding. When you become lazier about proving a point, you learn to let small things slide. You walk away from pointless conversations. You listen more and talk less. That's not weakness. It's wisdom. There's a quiet kind of strength in choosing not to engage. You stop needing to defend your views to people who don't want to hear them. You stop needing to convince others to see things your way. You let go of the need to win every verbal battle. And in doing so, you win something far greater, your peace of mind. At the end of the day, most arguments are just noise. They don't change who you are, they don't improve your life, and they don't lead to happiness. So the next time you feel tempted to jump into a disagreement, ask yourself, is this really worth it? If not, be lazy and let it go. Because not everything needs your energy, and not everything deserves your voice. 3. The lazier you are about holding on to draining relationships, the lighter your life becomes. There comes a point in life when you realize that not every relationship is meant to last forever. Some people are only meant to be in your life for a season, and that's okay. What's not okay is exhausting yourself trying to keep those relationships alive when they no longer bring peace, joy, or meaning. When you're younger, you're taught to maintain connections at all costs. You try to fix broken friendships, smooth over toxic family dynamics, or keep in touch with people who barely try in return. You believe that effort equals love, and that walking away means failure. But here's the truth. Effort should go both ways. If you're always the one reaching out, apologizing, or making sacrifices, it's not a relationship. It's emotional labor. And the older you get, the more important it becomes to protect your energy. Letting go doesn't mean you hate someone. It doesn't mean you're bitter. It means you've recognized that constantly pouring into one-sided relationships only drains you. And in that space, when you finally stop trying so hard, you make room for something better, authentic, mutual, effortless connection. The most peaceful people in old age aren't the ones with the most contacts in their phone. They're the ones with a small circle of people who truly care, who show up, check in, and make life feel lighter. You don't need everyone. You just need the right ones. So if you find yourself holding on out of guilt, habit, or fear of being alone, take a step back. Ask yourself, is this person adding to my life or subtracting from it? If it's the latter, maybe it's time to be a little lazier about keeping them around. Because some relationships aren't meant to be saved. They're meant to be released. 4. The lazier you are about getting involved in other people's business, the calmer your mind becomes. It's easy to get caught up in what other people are doing, how they live, what they buy, who they're dating, what choices they're making. You might not even notice it at first. A little curiosity here, a little judgment there. But before you know it, your mind is crowded with opinions, comparisons, and unnecessary stress. The truth is, constantly thinking about other people's lives is exhausting and pointless. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't help anyone. And it certainly doesn't make your own life better. With age comes clarity. You begin to understand that you don't need to have an opinion about everything. You don't need to give advice unless it's asked for. You don't need to get involved in family drama, neighbor gossip, or the latest scandal in someone else's marriage. The more detached you become from other people's choices, the more peace you gain in your own mind. Let people live how they want to live. Let them make their mistakes, take their risks, and follow their own path. It's not your job to supervise their journey. It's not your responsibility to fix, comment on, or manage their lives. When you stop spending energy on things that don't concern you, something powerful happens. You start focusing on your own well-being. Your thoughts get quieter. Your emotions settle. You have more time and mental space for what truly matters: your health, your passions, your loved ones. So next time you feel pulled into someone else's drama or tempted to give your opinion, pause. Ask yourself, is this really my business? If not, let it go. Be lazy. Stay out of it. Your peace is worth more than being in the loop. 5. The lazier you are about trying to change people, the more energy you save. It's natural to want the best for the people you care about. You want your kids to make smart choices. You want your friends to avoid mistakes. You want your spouse to see things your way. So you offer advice, push them to improve, correct their thinking, and try to guide them toward what you believe is right. But here's the hard truth. People don't change unless they want to. And the more you push, the more resistance you create. Trying to change someone, even for the better, often ends in frustration. You can talk, explain, and even beg, but if they're not ready, none of it will land. Meanwhile, all your time, energy, and emotion go into a battle that was never yours to fight in the first place. At some point, you have to step back and realize everyone is on their own path. They'll learn what they need to learn when they're ready to learn it, not when you decide they should. And that's okay. Letting go of the need to fix others doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you respect their process. It means you focus on what you can control, your own choices, your own reactions, and your own peace of mind. The less you try to change people, the more relaxed your life becomes. You stop expecting others to meet your standards, and you start accepting them for who they are, or choosing to walk away. So be a little lazier about fixing people. It's not your job, and honestly, it never was. 6. The lazier you are about dwelling on the past, the more present your life becomes. It's easy to get stuck in the past, reliving old mistakes, replaying painful moments, or wishing you had made different choices. Maybe you think about the things you should have said, the chances you didn't take, or the time you feel you've wasted. The weight of those thoughts can follow you for years if you let them. But here's what age teaches you. The past is over. No matter how much you think about it, you can't undo it. You can't rewrite the story. And the more energy you spend living in the past, the less life you have in the present. Regret is one of the heaviest burdens to carry, especially when it serves no purpose. It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't teach you anything new. It just keeps your mind stuck in a place where nothing can be changed. Being lazy about the past doesn't mean you forget it. It means you stop feeding it. You stop replaying scenes that make you feel small, guilty, or sad. You stop letting those memories define who you are now. You let them stay where they belong, behind you. What matters is what you choose to do today. You still have time. You still have choices. You can still find meaning, connection, and joy in the years ahead, but only if your mind is here, not there. Let the past be a lesson, not a prison. Use it to grow, not to punish yourself. And if the same old memories keep showing up, learn to greet them, acknowledge them, and gently let them pass. You don't have to engage. So be lazy about looking backward. The more you let go of what's gone, the more fully you can live what's still here. 7. The lazier you are about chasing people who don't value you, the stronger you become. At some point, you have to stop running after people who clearly don't care enough to meet you halfway. You might have spent years being the one who always called first, reached out first, made the plans, kept the connection alive. You told yourself it was just effort, or loyalty, or love. But deep down, you felt it. You were doing too much and getting too little in return. The truth is, people who truly care about you don't need to be chased. They show up. They respond. They check in without being reminded. When someone values you, you'll feel it. And when they don't, you'll feel that too. Chasing people doesn't just hurt your pride. It drains your energy. It keeps you stuck in one-sided relationships that leave you questioning your worth. The more you try to hold on to those who are slipping away, the more power you give them over your happiness. There's nothing wrong with letting people go. Some friendships fade. Some family members grow distant. Some relationships change, and that's life. What matters is that you stop blaming yourself for it. You stop bending over backward to be enough for people who can't see your value. Being lazy in this area doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop begging. You stop proving. You stop chasing. And that shift changes everything. Because once you stop investing in people who don't invest in you, you make space for better ones. People who uplift you, respect you, and genuinely enjoy your company. And more importantly, you begin to reclaim your own self-worth without needing anyone else to validate it. So if you're still running after people who don't care, it might be time to slow down, sit still, and watch who actually walks toward you. 8. The lazier you are about trying to control everything, the more peace you'll feel. Trying to control every detail of life is one of the fastest ways to feel anxious, overwhelmed, and constantly frustrated. When you're younger, control feels like safety, like if you just plan hard enough, work hard enough, or care hard enough, things will go your way. But with age, you begin to see the truth. Most things were never in your control to begin with. You can't control how others behave. You can't control what people think. You can't control outcomes, weather, health, or timing. And the more you try, the more life will remind you, again and again, that control is just an illusion. Being lazy about control doesn't mean giving up. It means letting go. Letting go of the pressure to force everything into place. Letting go of the need to have every answer, every plan, every outcome tied up perfectly. It means accepting that life unfolds in ways you can't predict, and that's not a flaw, it's reality. The happiest older adults aren't the ones who control everything. They're the ones who've learned to go with the flow, to adjust, to respond instead of react. They know that peace comes not from gripping tightly, but from relaxing their grip. When you stop trying to control everything, your world opens up. You sleep better. You stop overthinking. You deal with change more easily. You stop blaming yourself for things you were never meant to carry. And in that space, you start to feel something rare and powerful, relief. So if you've been holding on too tightly, to plans, to people, to outcomes, it might be time to ease up. Be lazier with control. You'll still care. You'll still try. But you won't exhaust yourself in the process. Let life breathe a little. You'll breathe easier, too. Final thoughts. In the end, happiness in old age isn't about doing more. It's not about staying busy, proving yourself, or fixing everything around you. It's about knowing where to stop, where to slow down, and where to let go. Because sometimes the smartest thing you can do is to be a little lazy. Not careless, not passive, but intentionally lazy in the ways that matter. Lazy about worrying what others think. Lazy about pointless arguments. Lazy about relationships that drain you. Lazy about drama that's not your business. Lazy about changing people who don't want to change. Lazy about replaying the past. Lazy about chasing people who never valued you. And lazy about trying to control what you were never meant to control. When you stop pouring energy into things that don't serve you, you make space for the things that do. Peace, joy, connection, simplicity, freedom. So take a moment. Which of these habits are you still holding on to? Which ones are silently weighing you down? And which one are you ready to let go of starting today? Drop a comment below and share one thing you're going to be lazier about moving forward. We'd love to hear what resonated with you. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Your support helps us continue creating honest, thoughtful content for people who want to live well at every age. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.